welcome back to Politricks Watch. This is Sir P. Today, think of this as a part 2 to the Thomas Thistlewood video. I'm going to talk about some inherent beliefs that were held from Bakra days and how them still exist to this day. Held not just by Bakra himself but by the slaves, the blacks, the Negroes. We nowadays hear people talk about white supremacy. Nowadays them just throw those words around and you look at instance, even it not apply. I know people just learn new words and just can't stop using them. But what is white supremacy? Who is a white supremacist? Well, the key word there is supremacy. What is supremacy? Dominance, rule over. People like Thomas Thistlewood was a white supremacist. Even though he had a black woman who he have sex with and quote unquote him did like and I feel him even left land gear all business. Bakra can be a total racist, can be a rapeable monster, and he still have sex with a black nigga. You see, him have to be a good man cause see him girlfriend black or him wife black, and I mean nothing. Thomas Thistlewood woman black. 30 years them there, and I mean nothing. This video as usual is going to be controversial because the type of video always controversial. Make people uncomfortable. So I hope to prepare it. Thomas Thistlewood and many Bakras like him fundamentally believe that whites have some kind of almost divine right to rule over the lesser races, and especially the blacks. Some people teach their children this. You are inherently superior to that guy. As I'm telling you in the video with you, a black man in a Porsche, in a Ferrari, is simply ranked lower than the lowest Billy Joe. And many people don't realize this until it's too late. That's why it's enough for your favorite celebrity them. Sometimes, even though them spend 90% of every waking hour being nothing more than a bunch of Irish Saxons and clowns and popping style upon other Negroes, making them know so them on the body and them broke and them knock. When time them back against the wall, you hear them start ball about racial injustice and profiling. Guy, just last week, you hear that tell man say, right, they know the money and them broke and them if it's listen. Because enough people make money and start forget how life works. Enough people make money and think, so, oh, now I'm up there with such and such. We drive the same car. My house as big as my house, even bigger than him. May have all more car than him. So now the world and society at large will treat me the same, and they don't. And then them get them Negro wake up call, and then they see them a ball about all life and fear. And the next thing I know, I see them same people that link me and tell me, say, no, say, well, I'm going to one place and to the people them deal with me as a big official businessman, and to the people them deal with me, couldn't believe it's a Jamaica because I think so. I'm looking at everybody in the room different. And I said, John, I can't believe it started because I used to say, yo, bunny out and I want you have to say, but now I realize it's a real thing. It's not like a YouTuber. Real thing, it's too late for no phone. That's why any guy can leave Connecticut, drop an iron man, and some doors start open for me. I wonder if the door now have no hinge. We're even in a country where the majority of the population is black. Over 90%, that 90% will still get dominated by the minority, just like in Thomas Thistlewood days. And how did they dominate him? Where there's somebody at the PI link, man, say, look, YouTuber, this one document to them break down Jamaican population down to, you know, so you have like this percentage from African heritage and this percentage from African European heritage. Let me explain something to you, African European guy. Not the name so. Because you know when you're gonna realize not the name so. When time you buck up in some serious Billy Joe where they tell you say if you have 1% nigga in you, you're nigga. See, enough Jamaicans are quick to denounce them black side and denounce Africa and them thing and tell you say, well, you know, I'm African European. Guy, Billy Joe don't accept that. As far as he's concerned, you might as well look like Tanto Blacks. Now, in Jamaica, Being quote unquote African European might give you certain little perks. You know that Jamaica and black countries and black cultures as a whole, the closer you look to Bacra is the better it is for you. Because Bacra is the standard for everything. Success, beauty, everything. Everything get measured by Bacra standards. So if a Jamaican realize them quote unquote African European, in other words, they mix, then enough Jamaican to tell us, yo, don't call me no nigger. And that's fine. You can identify how you want, but just know so when you buck up in a certain village, them man they will make you know straight up. If we are killing niggers, you are dead too. It could be 1%. That's too much. That's how much Bacra value Fiend bloodline. That's if you make it mix 1%, he denounces it. But then the man tell you, say, out of many one people, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. But anyway, Thomas Thistlewood and him Bacra friend him, their inherent belief was that them have a right to rule over lesser people. They believe the order, nature, set it so that's white lead and black get led. Therefore, the natural order should be white daddy on top, leading, directing, and then blacks are follow. And that's how a plantation was set up. A plantation was a few Europeans, Bacra, maybe in wife and in pitney them, maybe in brother live on the plantation too, but the rest of the plantation was all black people. And then sometime Bacra find one black woman where him end up getting a quote unquote relationship with. She might even get pregnant and have some pitney. And then them pitney don't know. But then I think they call them mulattoes. Those children will then get little privileges on the plantation. Right, so them are going to the house, because Bacra now put them in the field for work. Right, so them pitney now go in the house. Right, they might be chief of the dishwashing, chief of the room sweeping. Those children who Bacra have with the black woman are going to get treated better than the children of the black slaves. Right, we are just black. I remember say when Bacra was youth with a black woman, then that youth might come out having Bacra's eyes, might have in Bacra's ear, right, might be of a higher complexion. So that was status back then. The lonely Negro on the plantation, so that child would still be technically a slave child, but get treated a little bit better than this other slave child over here. And enough of these things are the foundation to Jamaica's obsession with skin tone and brown. Only just come sittings and no one know how things go and where things come from. Jamaica's obsession with color, and if you're browner then you're better. These things come from the plantation where Bacra pitney them when it have with enslave them would I get better treatment because they would likely be put in the house. They were not equal to Bacra's white pitney them, but they were better than the slave black pitney. I wonder if not listen to me. I wonder if not tune in. How you see Iron Man set up now? When we tell you about the Iron Man people and them low self-esteem and how them value themselves and who them value, understand the history of it. Bacra used to have pitney with the slave them. Sometimes it was voluntary. Go watch, if you haven't seen part 1, go watch the Thomas Thistlewood video. You hear about him, quote unquote, woman. He had a black woman where him claimed say him did love and him they have feelings so left much land gear. Meanwhile he raped off how much woman, so till him document it. So some of those children, when time them in a barn, they would come out looking different from the slave pitney them, who would just be black. So now the slave them sit down on the field Negro sit down and I watch the quote unquote mulatto getting treated better, getting bigger positions and bigger titles, and now man start to idolize, envy, and in some cases resent this other type of slave. Herein lies the animosity between darker skinned black people and lighter skinned black people. Again, where is it coming from? So now you find out some man a beef on the plantation because now you have brown slave a war against black slave over who for life better or worse, and a size up each other when in reality they should have been sizing up Bakra. They should have been sizing up the man who raped them mother and make them come into this world. Or them should have go size up them mama who was happy to lie down with the man who da raped 100 and 200 other black women, and she turned a blind eye because him did a give her things, therefore him is a good smarty. That's who them should have go size up. But who people that size up was Negro versus little bit lighter Negro. So now the animosity and the strife on the plantation worked out in Bakra's favor. To this day, Jamaicans, many Jamaicans are obsessed, right, with trying to get a lighter complexion. And these things get passed on the line to where you see what happened in St. Elizabeth, where enough black women were very happy to go breed for nomadic Germans and all them people there. So they can get some lighter children and improve their standing in society. Of course, it completely backfired, because enough of the women them when they go breed for German man and European man in a St. Elizabeth and them place, then enough of them people there come live in a abject poverty, because me don't know who tell them say Billy Joe was father of the year. Because after Billy Joe breed them, he jump back on his ship and gone about in business. Deadbeat dad. Them not talk about, when they talk about deadbeat dad and the history of deadbeat dad, them only talk about black man. They talk about Billy Joe who travel the whole world and breed off girl in every country and gone about in business. Gone back home to Gwinnett. So when you see man Gwinnett, him look like a family man. But you don't know Billy Joe have 30 picnics scattered from the west to the east Indies. So that's how a plantation will be set up. Bakra on top. Him have him loyal house Negroes them where they're invested in fee interest. Remember, his interest is theirs. Just like Malcolm X said, when Bakra gets sick, house Negro said, Daddy, we sick. When Bakra get tired, him said, Daddy, we tired. Because that's who he identifies with and that's who his loyalties tied to. So the greatest war in the slavery days wasn't the physical. Them talk about the lashes and the lashes and the lashes. In reality, it was the mental and the psychological conquering of people. History has proven, in many cases, a vast army go up against a smaller one and suffer huge losses when the smaller one decides that it will not budge an inch. And sometimes that small army is under-equipped, bow and arrow and spear a fight against gun. But man make up their mind say they nah budge an inch. So Thomas Thistlewood believed that it was the natural order the white guy run things. He instilled that mindset in the slave them too. This is how it should be. Because you are a subhuman. You simply can't rule. You can't lead. You cannot lead. You cannot decide. Therefore, the best thing to do is make me decide for you. Make me make decisions for you. You are not smart enough to rule yourself. To this day, many Jamaicans will tell you that Jamaica should keep the United Kingdom, the King of England at the head of state, and keep Privy Council because Jamaica is not able to look after itself certain ways, so make white daddy do it. This is a colonial concept, but there are Negroes who will tell you this. They will tell you this the same way Thomas Thistlewood will tell you this. This is how effective centuries of white supremacy has been. Where back in the day it was Billy Joe who said that. Now you see black people that say that. Black people publicly tell that. Say Jamaica, Bahamas, Barbados, Rwanda and them place they need white man to tell them if to do. Because Thomas Thistlewood and him background friend them vision has come to reality. It has. Even though these countries have quote-unquote independence, Thomas Thistlewood won. Thomas Thistlewood and his background friend them won. Because they declared and predicted that this is how things should be and this is how things will remain. But guy, look around you. Look around you. Someone have to start living the nomadic life too. That taught me so much. Left from Jamaica, go 3 more islands. When they done this so, go about 5 countries in Africa. Pick any random 5. Then you go South America. Then you go Asia. Then you go Europe. And just go where the black people them and you'll see. Even in the countries where black people dominate the society in terms of population, when you look behind the scenes and see who are called the shots and who are the ruling class and what the biggest and the most, you're like, guy, how? How? Anybody, mediocre guy from Guzungung province, standing at an impressive 3'2" tall, can drop in an Ironman and turn giant. Can drop in a Bahamas and turn giant, and he can't be a giant in his own country. Thomas Thistlewood was not a blue blood. That's what the British guy used to call them elite people, them upper class, blue blood. Thomas Thistlewood was not no blue blood. He was not no high society guy in England. He was a regular guy from a regular family. But in a Jamaica general, to this day that remains, him could drop a Jamaica and turn general, beat, rape, torture how much black people have man are loyal to him, see me, can give them things. The same thing remains. Enough Jamaicans where you see, if them a work for one black boss, them feel so them to do whatever them feel like. Them to come a work when they want come a work. Them to left when they want left. Not tell me nothing. But make him work for Joe Bogdanovich. Make him work for Billy Joe. Or let him spit in him eyeball. Him say, a mistake man, a mistake the boss, man, a mistake. They're so forgiving. They're so understanding. It has to be studied. It has to be studied. They're so submissive. He may complaining about when he reach back on the yard, how Thomas Thistlewood them see they were saviors of black people because black people are nothing more than a bunch of uncivilized beasts. And look what we did for you. We took you out of the jungle and we bring you up on plantation, give you a roof over your head, we give you food in your belly. How dare you not be grateful? You uncivilized beast. Look what I did for you. Make you even ride on a horse and carriage. You ungrateful Irish Saxon. You were walking around the bushes of Africa, naked as the day you came into this earth. And me carry around us and put one little piece of cloth around your waist and make you ride on horse back and make you draw a carriage. And you come and start talk, but you want freedom from me? How dare you? That was the mindset. He was doing black people a favor. Primitive beasts being helped by their white savior. I'm doing you a favor, guy. If it wasn't for me, you'd be in the bushes somewhere fighting with elephants. That's how them look on it. He didn't feel no guilt. Didn't feel no shame. His quote-unquote morals weren't affected. Sunday morning he gone clap him on that church same way. I'll testify. The Lord has been good to me. When one of them slave them run away and the slave get catch and come back, him said the Lord returned my slave. Thank God. Which God? Understand where all this is coming from. That's why low self-esteem is a hell of a thing. Because low self-esteem make people find themselves in some situations where they deserve better than. But because they think so low of themselves, enough of the tactic them were gangs, politicians, dons, entertainers use. If you really think about it, a Bakra tactics, you know. How Bakra do it? You think slaves never get nothing? You think slaves are just left to starve to death? People used to get rewarded with things. Lincoln was one of Thomas Thistlewood's favorite slaves, and when Lincoln did something right, when him didn't give him things, he put on one treat. So now when time Runkus point out that, yo, this Bakra just rape off the whole of his mother and sister in front of it. He have to go down. Man a go jump up now and say what? Or you talk about when him give it things? Or you talk about the food? Or you talk about the clothes? Or you talk about the fact that we can drive on carriage? What you talk about that? And the same thing happened today. When you point out say, yo, when you say the man kill so and so and the man make the whole around so that, well, all them respond, yeah, but him put on one dance, him put on one treat, back to school and give me this. Christmas time, this put on. When you talk about that, nothing has changed. You can do anything you want to Jamaicans. As long as them get one treat or some kind of entertainment, they will overlook it. This is how gangs, dance, politicians run place. The most murderous of done you can think about. Go in them community and you'll have people speaking highly of him. And when you ask them why, they will tell you when do for them. Them no business if you use one chainsaw and hook out one 7-year-old belly and the whole of the intestines them fly gone over so. All them know is that last Christmas time, one big treat put on right there so, and Stone Love, Metro Media, Kilimanjaro string up, me see 5 artists pass through, liquor just a dash about the place, adapt them a member, adapt them value. No come tell them about no destruction and tell them about no rape and them sitting there. They don't have time for that guy, that they want to me. The unicorn divine right to rule. That's how Bakra see. That was the indoctrination they put in the black people. This is how it should be. I am your leader. So let's work with them, I say, because if you go do your own thing, then dog them a supper. When Jamaica got quote unquote independence, Jamaica inherited old colonial policies. So now you have a bunch of quote unquote Negroes that try to run one system where they never invent. They don't understand fully. Man start buck and trip and drop all about the place. Here comes the Irish Saxon seat. I better we need stay under Billy Joe rule. Just like when man run me from Thomas Thistlewood plantation. And the man them reach in the bush and say we are going to establish a nation here so. We are going to establish a community. But them now have the infrastructure, them now have the resources. So it's going to take a whole heap of time. So everything them a do, them a stumble. So a man starts saying, oh, John Warunkus dog, look how we dip on the plantation and bad to bad we get our food my yo. We know every 5 o'clock we get with dinner. Morning time we get breakfast. So I say, I know, cause of you over here saying in the bush. Watch a dog, a be a mosquito bite me. Watch a dog. Remember say mosquito used to bite him on the plantation no. Thomas Thistlewood used to cover him in a molasses and mosquito bite him, you know. But he might think about the free food and the free clothes and what he used to get. So he might overlook them mosquito bite there. So now him dip on the run and he's quote unquote free. And mosquito bite him and suddenly he can't take mosquito bite. I'm trying to show you the mindset of these Irish Saxons and why you can't build nothing with them. And to this day, nothing can build because the whole of it just running from one plantation. So we have to go establish a community also. That means we have to go dig out the borderline, we have to go secure it, we have to go start make some hut, we have to go start find one water source, work have to go put in, but them don't want to put in the work. Then rather get beaten upon the plantation and covered in a molasses and make mosquito bite them. But when time them dip on the run and the same mosquito bite them, suddenly mosquito biting is where them draw the line. So no man said, John, oh dog, yo, Runkus, me can't do this no dog, me I go back to the plantation car. But about 5 o'clock me get my food dog. And Thomas Thistlewood, yeah, even though rape my mother and my sister, my auntie and my granny, rape my daughter, but the bad Christmas time me know say me I get all one extra 3 piece of chicken. Yo, John, oh dog, yo, Runkus, me gone, you know. So now Runkus is the bad guy, cause Runkus make a run, and Runkus I come tell you say, yo, plantation, a madness, you know. I will come follow back at you and see it now. Rain all wet me. All of a sudden rain is a problem. When him up on the plantation, I get beaten from Billy Joe in him head back and him teeth him thumb out of him mouth. Him working at the sun, rain beat him, sun hot him. Rain beat him, sun hot him. Rain beat him, sun hot him. I ain't no top walk. But now that's him up on the run, and him have to establish his own community, and him a try build sitting, as the rain touch him for 2 minutes, he's a broken man. And he can't work. All of a sudden, him allergic to rain. When a time for him build him own community, this is why I tell you, say, me don't want an Iron Man tell me nothing, you know. Me don't want no Iron Man tell me nothing because I see man 3'2" from Guzungung province, dropping in your place and run that. And you can't go there go run film thing. Him not take no talk when you're in a film place. The Jamaican man, after man running from plantation, when a time for build film community, with film woman and film pitney and film friend them. As the sun come up in the morning, by 10 o'clock, him a tell you saying can't work, cause the sun too hot. But him dip on Bakra plantation. I work from 6 o'clock in the morning till 6 o'clock in the night. And somehow him can manage. Him tell us when I time for build him own, him a go dead. Him say, John, I go drop down and dead dog, the sun hot. But him dip on Bakra plantation for 20 years him not drop down and dead. When Billy Joe give him directions, him just follow them, no care, no matter how him tired, him just follow them. Him not dead. But when a time for him build with him own, all of a sudden, him tell us him dip on death's door. And he can't manage, and I try to kill him off. When Jamaicans a work for European guy and Asian guy, them will work till them drop dead for nothing. But anytime them have to work for one next Jamaican, or help build a next Jamaican, or build sitting on next Jamaican. 2 weeks you see him left it. John, oh dog, me left them sitting there, man, cause them sitting there slave work. But when he not the real slave work, he never left it. When it was time to make back richer, he walk till him back mash up. He walk so much as he can't go home go walk in woman. He can't even give woman a good walk. Because all him best work done. When he's a part of Billy Joe, secure the Bogdanovich machine, he walk till him back mash up. He go home and the woman and rub down him body and tell him say come give me little action and he can't even get hard. The way he mash up. Cause he don't give him all to Joe. But make him have to go build sitting. With some people who look like him. Within 3 days him walk off of that they work there. Because the Irish Saxon chip in him brain. I tell him subconscious say yo, me can't do this so tired out for them look dirty nigga yeah. And Billy Joe alone get my best. Billy Joe alone get my best. It's a man here about. A long time it stays so from Runkus them days. From Runkus them days it stays so. How much time when they say somebody, quote unquote expat, which is really an immigrant, but then they like the word immigrant when it applies to them, so they call themselves expat. When expat, right, hire some Jamaican for do some work for him. And when he might give one recommendation to somebody, he might tell us say, yo, this man is this man is the best worker by, if you come and work 9 o'clock and he reach by 7. Yeah man, you can hire him man and the best thing ever. And one local Jamaican now go hiring, hearing how amazing this person is, and all of a sudden, he come and work at 12:30. And he come and work 12:30 by 1:30 in Thailand and say one guy yeah. You call back Billy Joe say, yo, oh you tell me say that man yeah, dedicated to the work, cause me I pay him the same amount you are pay him. Me I like give him something extra on top. But all of a sudden, me not get the same results. And Billy Joy tell us, well, I don't know. I'm surprised because when he used to be with me, he used to be like on top of everything. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on, guy. The Irish Saxon chip in his brain make him have a hard time working under the leadership of people who look like him. Because that's no honor. The mindset has remained. The mindset has remained. The culture has remained. I mean, the world look better now, right? We're not nobody up on the plantation with no cotton and sugar cane and whips grass back. But it has manifested in other forms. And every time I do these videos, people message me from all over Jamaica. People under the diaspora message me and say, you know, say, sometimes you talk, you come like a my life you talk about. It's like we're all living the same lives, but we don't know each other. People have messaged me, when they say so much people have messaged me from so much different part of Jamaica, I say, how can you be describing my life, my workplace, and my community? Everything, the way you talk, you come like you're a spy upon me. Because it's all by design. If every animal from every zoo was to meet up one day, they would have the same story for telling them. You know that? If every animal from every zoo in America was to meet up one day at one spot and just start talk, they would have the same story, you know. Because every zoo more or less run the same, have a basic structure with them follow. So the animal them who don't even come from the zoo, they can identify with them because it's all by design. So if there were YouTube channels for animals, and there was like a orangutan named Sir P. Talk, the rest of animal them in the zoo, the birds and the monkeys and the chimps and the lions and the tigers and the chimpanzee and the snake, the crocodiles, them are going to listen on animal YouTube like, try know dog, sound like my zoo, try know dog. But I come like, try know dog, let me say that one for real, and that me say go on with you, you know. How that? We know a different place. But I did the same story. It's all by design, guy. It's all by design. Where they want woman link me? I said, look at you, but you know, say I'm my husband. I say, what you mean? She said, no, you're actually my husband. Because we I say I hold my husband would I say things. And that is my husband that I talk about. So, are you? You're actually my husband. Right? Like an evening time, like my husband gonna make YouTube channel and come back. I just say reach. The reason why it all sound familiar, because it is familiar. Because it's the same thing playing out to everybody. Because it's common design. Anyway, left that one here just for now. Patreon squad, big up on yourself. PIA, you don't know, more life. Ultra squad, see you circling. Bless.